About the issue of the joint campaigns, how was it? And you're left with a few days to the elections. What is your ground like?
No, the campaigns have been very interesting. They have been very exciting, and we have been very well received. Fortunately, I served my people for 5 years, but I left a very, very good background. I've got a good track. There are things I promised to them, and I delivered. So for me personally, I've not had much challenges. What I've been doing is actually to advance to them what new things that I want to do for them. And they have received it well because there's evidence that I've done these things. Among ourselves, the campaigns have been friendly. We did it as a family, NRM family. Of course, even with a brother, when you are playing football, sometimes you kick your legs. And that's a part of the game. But there's nothing that has been very, very drastic. Once in a while, in Alamba, for instance, we had a problem. But, we controlled the situation. We were able to stand up to the indisciplined people. Fortunately, we left. Yesterday, we started good campaigns. But along the way, some supporters who were brought from other sub-counties, they started creating a bit of confusion. So it did not end up very nicely. That campaign had to be disrupted. Today, we are supposed to meet. Some of the candidates have decided they don't want to proceed because of the rowdiness that took place yesterday, much as the environment was peaceful. But as campaigns continue, they start very nicely. And then, like in football, towards the end, people start playing rough football. It's a part of the game. Much as we don't want to do it, sometimes the crowd get excited, like they have been getting crowded, especially like yesterday, today. You saw how today the crowd was. Even if you don't want them to move with you, they will move with you. And you cannot stop them. That's why you saw a huge crowd yesterday. And today it was massive. So I'm told that we have to go and meet the RDC, the security people tomorrow, and the NRM structure in district headquarters at 8 o'clock to chart a way forward on how we are going to continue. But it's rather disappointing because there was no big problem. There was no violence. No. Fans were excited. Those people who don't have funds got insecure because they had nobody to, to motivate them. It's a little bit of jealousy in it.
Lastly, are you confident you're making it? If in any case you do not, what is your plan?
No, I've been very gainfully employed. Before I came to Parliament, I was gainfully employed. When I was in Parliament, I was gainfully employed. Since I left Parliament, actually, even I've been more gainfully employed. So for me, Parliament is not a do or die thing. Now, if I win, I want to win fairly. I've never won any election without fairness. I've genuinely won all my elections. And this election, I'm also going to win it genuinely. But if I don't win it, and if somebody wins it through foul play, we have, Uganda has a judicial system. Much as we don't want to go there, but if we see it is very obvious, of course we cannot sit down and see the rights of the people trampled on by somebody's dubious activities. But the way I see it, I think my people have realized what they lost over the last 10 years. We have had a representation that is completely undignified, a shameful representation. It's not right for someone leading a whole constituency to always be crowded by debt, is always in prison. You cannot represent your people. That's what His Excellency always says. The President always tells us, don't go into debt. That is the first thing when we meet the President, even in the previous Parliament, even this current Parliament. The first thing he will tell you, please don't go into debt. And because of this debt situation, most of them cannot even represent their people in parliament. But I'm very hopeful. I have confidence in my people. My people trust me. They have confidence in me. And I'm reasonably certain that we shall win this election.
Okay, thank you so much.
You are most
We
welcome.
wish you the best.
Thank you very much.
The ground, according to my own assessment, and the capacity of participation in the politics, I think is the best. Because I'm not shaken. This is not the first time for me to be in this politics. In fact, among the candidates with whom I'm contesting, I'm the most senior politician. The most senior politician because before I came to parliament, I started as a youth chairman for Omvulo village, my very village here. I moved to parish, I worked for some time. I worked as youth chairman for the sub-county of Aka for 10 years. And also at the same time, I was the vice chairperson at the county level. So when I looked at politics, in fact, by the time I even joined it, I knew I had all the capacity, and even the people I'm contesting with are the same people I've contested with for more than 2-3 times. I think apart from Reverend Father Adaba Salvatore, who has come on the race, I have contested with most of these candidates. I contested with my brother Honorable Drito. I have defeated him 3 times. Because in the first general election, when we went for by-election, I defeated him. The 3rd time, I also defeated him. So I have my brother, Council Madira, with whom I've contested. I've defeated him 2-3 times. I equally have also defeated my brother Kiwawa. So I think out of these other candidates, it's only our brother Reverend Father Salvatore, who is a new person in the race. And for me, I'm not shaken. But what I know is that the ground is not bad. I have done a lot of things. In fact, it is in the record that of all the members of parliament Madi has ever received, I am the best because I have attracted multi-billion selling projects. Now, right now, as we talk, we have the Nyagak project, Nyagake water scheme project, which is at the 40 billion shillings. Then we have the Ora Bridge I'm talking about. This one, the Colonial Bridge, is at 8.6 billion. The Endebu Bridge is at 15 billion. So I think this is, besides the multi-million ceiling projects for social corporate responsibilities. In fact, it's even in the record that Etuka Isaac Joaquino is one person who has supported almost all the churches in Upper Madi County. So with all that, I think it is very clear that no one will ever defeat Etuka Isaac Joaquino. I'm confident the ground is okay. Though there are some people who are trying to cause chaos here and there, for me, I'm confident that whatever the case, I shall win.
What has been the situation for joint campaigns like?
The joint campaigns have been, I would say, very peaceful in Upper Madi because we have not recorded any cases of serious chaos, particularly among us, the directly elected members of parliament. We only have followed some conditions which were laid. I think one of the conditions was that there should be no big rallies and what have you. But 2 incidences showed that when I was warmly welcomed at my home parish, I think some of my colleagues took it that I was organizing a rally. And yesterday when we were also in Okoro Town Council, we started very well in 2 places, but when we reached Anzioku Trading Center, that was where we could not proceed because my colleague, Honorable Drito Martin, also had organized a very big disco system, which in fact ideally was not supposed to have been the case. And because of that, other candidates now said they can no longer proceed with the joint campaigns, but the registrar has already called a meeting for us, which we have in fact tomorrow, Saturday, at the district. And I think we shall also resolve that to see whether we shall continue with the joint campaigns or we end the joint campaigns there as we prepare for the last days to win. But also, most importantly, I've been advising my colleague candidates that, when you come to politics, we only need one person who will definitely win the election. And therefore, we must prepare, to have the most peaceful campaigns. Once you join politics, you must prepare to win and also prepare to lose. And in fact, in some circumstances, I've been telling people that once you join politics, you must prepare to face 5 things. 1, to win, 2, to lose, and then 3, you should be prepared to get imprisoned. Because even personally, I had never appeared before even the LC1 court. But the time I joined politics, I found myself in a raw prison, I find myself in a Luzira prison, but nevertheless, I stood firm. And of course, it's even a political principle that when things become worse, you also should be prepared to go to exile. And when we talk about going to exile, it doesn't mean you are living out your country. Sometimes you are even exiled in your own village. So I think, yes, and at worst, you must also prepare to die, because there are some people who are very shrewd. We have just seen recently in these joint campaigns, in fact, in other districts, people have been killed. So once you join politics, you must prepare for those 5 things. And once you prepare for the 5 things, you will have a very peaceful campaigns. But because there are people who go with all the head, the heart, the legs, that I must win, then they don't prepare for the worst. And I think also this now I want to say to all my colleagues with whom we're contesting across the country, that as we go for these elections, it's not a do or die. Our constituencies are bigger than us. We are not the first members of parliament, and we shall not be the last members of parliament. So whoever wants to contest, know that you're either going to win or lose. And once you prepare to lose, even by the time you lose, you will even be smiling. Okay,
Just the last one here. If you win, of course you go back to parliament. But if you lose, what is your plan?
I now like the way our parliament has prepared us, because in fact also that has to go a long way in all the other areas. There's the exit plan that you must always have. Now, once you lose, you come back and do other things. For example, I'm a teacher, and I have my 2 master's degrees. So I can choose to start a consultancy firm in education or in public administration, because I'm a senior person now in that, even with the added knowledge that I have got from parliament, I can still survive. And that's why it is only people who think that it is politics where we must survive. That's a very wrong thing. So I think the retirement plan, the exit plans have already been well set. For me, I'm confident anyway that I'm winning. I want to serve Madi for about 30 years. That's my dream. If I can serve Upper Madi for 30 years in the parliament, I think we shall have solved most of the challenges. And of course, as you continue to grow in politics, that seniority alone opens for you avenues to see how you can even attract more resources. This thing of serving for 1 term, 2 terms, is not adequate, because I'll give for you a copy of my manifesto. I have a bigger plan for the people of Upper Madi County, which I cannot accomplish within just 2 terms or 3 terms. So I will continue to contest. I will continue to ask them for more votes, more years. At least I believe right now I'm 50 years. If they give for me to serve for another, say, 15 years or 20 years from now, at the age of 75, I will be retiring comfortably, and I will just come home and see how I can groom more politicians.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Tell us your name and your village here. We are going for elections, what kind of leaders are you going for based on the issues? What issues are pressing here in Madi Okolo, especially in Ulepi sub-county?
My name is Ayes Ganajida. I'm in Ulepi here. And what I need for him, if he goes in parliament, what to do for us? First of all, let him think about education. In Ulepi here, education is too low. Our children are suffering here. We have no good education. Secondly, we need the hospitals. As mothers, we are dying because of no hospitals. Here, hospitals we have no value. We need a lot of nurses there. We need a lot of medicals there. We are dying a lot in hospitals as women here. And if he goes there, let him think about us women. I heard there the women that are working on Charani, people that are taking them on Charani, working on those sarunis. Let him hire those people. Let him think about us. We are still there. We have no jobs. We have nothing there, and we have children to care for. That's what I want. Let him think about us.
Particularly about women. What other things in some places we see organized women in groups. Has this been done here, and how can leaders lobby from government? We see in other places organized groups are given money to grow.
Here is there, but it's too low. Is there, most groups are there, but it's low. Now we need let him add other groups. Is there, but it's too low. Yes.
What other issues do you demand from the leaders as a woman, especially in farming? But also the aspect of women here who do a lot of shea butter oil.
Yes, the shea butter oil we are working there, but the rate of those people, those customers are low, and the price of it is too low, and that is the price where we are getting money. That is our job. Like here we planting simsim. If we reach on season for simsim, the price is going to be too low. No customers, no what. You find a kilo of simsim is on 2.5, and that is not good, because as women, if we have no customers, no market for simsim, nowhere we are getting money, children are suffering.
Okay, any message for fellow women? We are told women make sometimes bad decisions in elections.
I beg your pardon?
Any message to fellow women? We are told when they were campaigning, the youths were saying it is women who spoil votes, who elect leaders who don't represent us.
No, as women, we vote good leaders, because you cannot vote a bad leader. We need a leader who will promote our places, who will do good things to our places.
For Ofaka is supposed to be at least split in some other sub-counties, because we only have one health center, that's Ofaka Health Center 3. But the service there is very poor, because people come from a long distance. You come there, you go back empty without getting any medication. You are referred to clinics. What about the structures in the health facilities? The structure, the OPD is built during the independence in 1992. Up to now, there's no any other structure for OPD. You can see the windows are like prisoners up there.
Which health center is that?
That is Ofaka Health Center 3.
How about Okolo Health Center 3?
Okolo was supposed to be lifted to Ofaka Health Center 4. But the challenge in Okolo, there's no, all the areas has been encroached by the neighbors. They encroached into the health center land. Now there's no way to put in new structures, because the land has been encroached by locals. And the roof, as I'm speaking now, the roof for maternity ward has been blown off by wind, and there's no step taken yet up to now.
How is the health service delivered there?
Very poorly. People come with a lot of complaint, and then they go back with complaint.